Salutations! Back to the sprites of Asdivine we've come to expect, but this game takes place in a Feudal Japan setting for Asdivine Kamura. Another destruction deity, if you can believe it, is your antagonist for this game. These games do love their tropes of destruction deities and such, and creation deities. And I'm talking about Kemco in general, not just the Asdivine. But yeah, he shows up to boot your main character's ass back to level 1. His win alters the world our main guy named Shuki lives in. Same silver hair Izayoi head, by the way, which made me wonder at first if he comes back to this game and makes a cameo. Felix from Asdivine Hearts does in the form of a side quest where you find where she's touring it at in each town. Not something you have to complete, trophy-wise. Main guy's full power is scattered among these orbs. One happens to be in a slime our main can't even defeat on his own. So we're going Shikan jewel hunting, apparently. Battles are done in 2 3x3 grids, one with your party of 4 against enemies who are in their 3x3. So a maximum of 9 enemies. Some enemies are like large and they take up like 2 spots. So a lot of your skills in Magic early on have these special locations set up so you can use certain ones to hit multiple enemies, eventually having to work a lot to get the field nukes at the higher hundreds in levels. Not really an issue. More on that later. The areas where critters show up in the background of battles, that was just eye candy before. It actually comes back as something that you can use. Now it's your own non-combative friend you make, your little priestess here. Press a button on spotting her, usually square, and you'll get a bonus thing to happen, like a small heal to your HP magic or a random attribute increase for the battle's duration. It's random, but a neat little thing to watch out for and something to actually interact with. The gacha machines that were all the way back in Fern's Gate come back as these little shrine gates you can pray to. They work the exact same teleporters and encounter rate setting. A great deal of other stuff returns from other games in this game as well. Transformations are in this, but they need these Magatamas equipped to do this, so now you are the animal and summon buddies, which is your means of doing huge 100% max gauge attack that can make or break your chances of winning the Maid Cups and so on. You can summon them to your grid, but there's only trophies for the transformations into them. The Garden to Grow things makes a long-awaited return, and you can grow more than billions in them. Anything but weapons and key items you can stuff in those and watch them grow. Weapons you build up like usual, but with a bit more stages to it, like taking materials and forge stones to take it to a whole other stage. Usually like a whole plus 30 attack to do this. You can do this like 3 times. And that's on top of just pushing it the plus attack up normally by fusing the same weapon over and over. But still, 4 fields, 3 items each to grow damn near anything, even with a small percent to convert the item into something better. End of an era with the point system not being referred to by the game title anymore. They still do exist, but now you gotta win even more fights just to get 5. If you feel that's a little stingy, not to worry, because you can undertake 3 daily extra quests. These are all just kill 15 enemies in an area the game dooms you to head to for 30 shards, so you can get 90 a day. And the shards range from giving you twice as much gold and experience, cutting down the growth time on your garden. They made it so most items bought with them stack. It's by far the most expensive at 300 shards, but you can double your XP gain with that, and you can do that 2 more times. Now that's not remotely necessary, but it's the first time I can remember letting them be that crazy. Usually you can buy the XP doubler and then they grade out so you can't buy another one. They don't stack. Now, you won't need to do this that much. You won't need to... I bought like 1, and that was plenty. Because you can freely stay at those gacha shrine thingies, have 3 fights in a row, and grind that way quite easily. I think there's something with like bonus XP factor or something that I'm just raking in. Like I've leveled myself up to 300 before I even got the ship to sail, let alone the means to fly in this game. Heck, just playing the game normally and walking around at some point, I was getting like level after level. So yeah, it's like mad easy to grind in this game. The game is more hodgepodge because there's a few of the items that are just key items to boost parameters like in Legend of Tetrax. I think the only thing from the other games on the list that isn't in this game were the live-action RPG means of battle that Dragon's Odyssey had. This game would have been my new number 1 for cert if it had that. It definitely does feel like one of those more complete RPG experiences. I said Felix is a cameo, but she does sort of factor in the plot, but not to a point where you needed to play the other Asdivine games she was featured in. It would definitely help. Another game that kind of oozes up on trophy requirements. There is the multiple endings with each girl again, post-game stuff for more endings. Take note, getting all 4 girls to 100 camaraderie for one of the New Game Plus endings alone is not enough. There's a side quest that you need to complete for each of the girls. I missed this because you only need to complete 10 of the 30 side quests that the game offers you for trophy reasons. So when I got it, I kept getting like the one girl ending instead of all. I'm like, wait, what am I missing? And then I looked and then I researched and I was like, okay. So I had to go and do those. So just something to remember ahead of time if you're playing this game yourself. I honestly still say it deserves to be the new number 1 on my list. It's got a lot going for it. Biggest stew of other games. They take what didn't work in previous games and fix those. It'll be a long while before the next game with Asdivine in the title, like over 10 games long. So join me next time where it seems like magic is afoot for the next game, Wizards of Brandel. So until next time, take care, and thanks for watching.